Could you give us a snapshot?
Yeah.
There were some good tweets around there.
My name is Mike Hudack. I'm one of the founders and the CEO of NewTeevee. I just gave a talk over here at NewTeevee. We were talking about the business, talking about where we're going. We're building what we call the next generation television network. So when you really think about it, like NBC was founded in 1939, originally actually to sell televisions for RCA, and became a media company in the late 40s, right? We think what they do is awesome, but the world has fundamentally changed. We've gone from this economy of scarcity, where you can only put out one show at one time, to a world where you can put out any number of shows, and production is much less expensive. So what's happening is, there are more independent show producers today than there ever have been before in history, and that'll keep happening. And our job is to make those shows sustainable and profitable over the long term. And scalable, right? Help people go from 10,000 people watching the show to 100,000 to 1 million people, and help people really make money. So we have thousands of shows using the platform now. We distribute them across really most of the video internet, to YouTube, AOL, MSN, all these guys. And then we sell advertising across the network, and we have shows making $500,000 or more using the platform. I think we recently announced that we did 113 million video views in October. We'll do about 140 million video views in November, growing very quickly. We're transitioning the entire platform to HTML5 as quickly as we can. And really what this all comes down to is, the internet is a very different place than traditional television. And we are literally building a television network for the internet instead of a television network for television. Well, we started the company in May of 2005, and at the time there were 2 web shows. And I think that we kind of thought that 6 months later there would be 100 web shows, but it didn't happen that way. It happened much slower.
Wasn't Shlomo
Shlomo Rabinowitz was one of our first users. So, what we did was we worked nights and weekends for our first year. And we built the product, we found our product market fit, and literally met every Wednesday night and every Saturday during the day. We did that for a year, and then we raised $500,000. Then we kept building, and there were only 5 of us. About 2 years ago, we raised a pretty significant amount of money and went from 8 people on the team to 25, and now we have 35 people on the team. And we've gone from a world in which there are 2 web shows to a world in which there are countless thousands. Gone from thinking that 1,000 views a day was a big deal to being disappointed if we don't do 4.5 million a day. We have people now in New York and Los Angeles, Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, San Francisco, London, all over the place. And it's just amazing. It's amazing to go from literally just a dream with 5 people to having what's kind of a real company. That's pretty cool.
Just your perspective, seeing this industry actually grow into an industry.
Yep.
How has that been?
Watching this industry grow into an industry, because it wasn't really, and frankly, it's still getting there. I mean, where we are right now, there was a magic time in 1981 when that was the year in which network television peaked. The networks peaked in 1981 and have been declining ever since, and that was the day that cable became something really significant. We're not there yet. We will get there. We will get there. Right now we're at the point where there are a number of sustainable web shows. More and more people all over the world are tuning into web shows and making it part of their regular diet. I think one of the most amazing things that's happened in the last year is we noticed that lunchtime used to be prime time. People used to watch web shows from 11:30 to 1:30, just kind of knocking off at work. It's now prime time. It's 8 to 11 p.m. People are actually going home, having dinner, and watching their favorite web shows instead of just turning on the TV and watching CSI or whatever happens to be on. That was a turning point, one of the most important.
What are you watching these days, web show-wise?
I have a couple of shows that I really like. Not all of them are in production right now. I really like the Philip DeFranco show. I think that Phil is brilliant. I think it is a modern version of the Dave Frank show, and I think that Phil does an amazing job with it. I really like Old Jews Telling Jokes. I think it's phenomenal. And the guests just keep getting better and the jokes just keep getting funnier. And Eric Spiegelman, who produces it, is just a mensch to continue the theme. One of my personal favorite shows is called Big Book of Lies. It's about a compulsive liar, and it is amazing. And I don't want to ruin anything for you guys, but like, you should watch it. It's phenomenal. And Status Kill is really, really, really good. It's done by this guy Jesse in New York, and it is really one of the best produced examples of what you can do with web television today. It's phenomenal. It's really good. If you want to make a web show and you want to do it well and be successful, the first thing I'd say is that you have to pick something that you are fanatical about. The best shows, believe it or not, are made by people for themselves. And so you have to pick something that you're really interested in. And the other thing that's so important is you need to pick white space. So if you make another police procedural drama, people are going to say, oh, I can watch CSI, NCIS, Law and Order, you name it, right? But if you make a show for an audience that is not being served well by the traditional entertainment system, and it's something you're passionate about, you will be successful, I promise. Got to work hard too.